Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, YouTube and Wrestling Universe, it's time to rumble. It's time for the Royal Rumble. That's right, tonight we begin the road to WrestleMania with, in my personal opinion, the greatest event of the year, coming to us from Houston, Texas. And it's a long one, beginning with a pre-show at 5 p.m. Eastern, followed by the main show at 7 p.m. Eastern. Well, at this time, we're unsure on the pre-show matches. There are 8 matches announced, consisting of, first up, Sheamus versus Shorty G, Chad Gable. I'm pretty sure in this one, Sheamus will get the win and possibly a short match, possibly even a squash match. This is basically about the returning Sheamus, and I wouldn't mind someone coming out and saving Gable from an attack in the end, possibly setting up a better feud for Sheamus. I see this being a short match for Shorty G, with Sheamus getting the win. Next up for the United States Championship, we have Humberto Carrillo versus Andrade, and I see Andrade retain him in this feud, continuing with a stipulation match in the future. It's too soon for Andrade to lose it just yet, I believe. We have SmackDown Women's Champion Bayley defending against Lacey Evans, and this is where fantasy booking of the Royal Rumble begins. If Lacey becomes the champion, I would say have Sasha Banks win the Royal Rumble. However, while I'm usually quick to say Lacey will become the champion, and it never happens, I think this time I'll say that Bayley will retain. As far as the Royal Rumble goes, I think the winner of the Royal Rumble won't affect the SmackDown's championship. We have Roman Reigns versus King Corbin in a first time ever encounter in a Falls Count Anywhere match. Hopefully this will be the end of the feud, and I'll go with Roman Reigns to get the win. In a strap match for the Universal Championship, we have The Fiend versus Daniel Bryan. I don't think The Fiend will lose the championship. While I know he can't hold it forever, I think it's more likely to happen at WrestleMania. I think the strap match element comes into play somehow, and I think The Fiend should drag Daniel Bryan into the hole. And while he's strapped up and can't move, Funhouse Bray Wyatt can sneak up behind him and beat him down. I also wonder why they didn't make Roman Reigns versus King Corbin a dog collar match instead of making this a strap match. For the Raw Women's Championship, we have Becky Lynch versus Asuka. I think this may be the championship that is affected by the Royal Rumble winner. Going over different scenarios, if Asuka wins, I would have Kairi Sane win the Royal Rumble, with Shayna Baszler possibly interfering in the match. This could also set up Becky Lynch versus Shayna Baszler as well for WrestleMania. I will though go with Becky to retain and finally overcome Asuka. The Men's Royal Rumble match with Brock Lesnar at number 1. I actually like the idea of Brock being in the Rumble facing off with men we'll never see him face, and while I don't think he'll be eliminated by Elias, I do think it's possible we'll see him face off with Cain Velasquez and possibly get eliminated by his WrestleMania opponent. With the possibilities of the winners, I would like the final 3 to somehow include Drew McIntyre, Brock Lesnar, and Kofi Kingston, leading to Kofi eliminating Brock. This gives Kofi some sort of vindication, and then we can have McIntyre eliminate Kofi and win the whole thing, possibly setting up a triple threat. I have heard rumors of Roman winning and challenging The Fiend, and that's not the way I want it to go down. As far as returns and surprises, I've tried avoiding the rumors, but I don't think we'll see CM Punk or Edge. There also aren't many Royal Rumble spots for the Men's Rumble available for surprises and returns, which is why I think most of it will come for the Women's Rumble. Possibly with the returns of Ruby Riott, Naomi, Tamina, Nikki James, or Nia Jax, who could win the whole thing and challenge Rhea Ripley. Thankfully, I don't see the winner being Charlotte Flair, and I think somehow her and Sarah Logan will wind up eliminating each other. I also hope that we don't see Ronda Rousey get the win. Instead, I think the winner should be Shayna Baszler, setting up a match with Becky Lynch. Moving into the future, I would then have Ronda return at WrestleMania after Shayna wins the championship, planting seeds for us to wonder what's next. I also wouldn't mind Nia Jax getting the win, but I wouldn't want her going after the SmackDown or Raw championships. Instead, give Rhea Ripley something to do after she gets past Bianca Belair at TakeOver. I also have to say I absolutely love the Women's Battle Royal on NXT, and I would have to say this is possibly the best Battle Royal I can remember ever seeing, with the return of Casey Cazzaro, Mercedes Martinez, Shotzi Blackheart, and the interactions that took place with Shayna Baszler. I think a lot of the women that we've seen in the Battle Royal, we won't see in the Royal Rumble. My only complaint was that I wanted Io Shirai to win over Bianca Belair. But with Io Shirai being injured, I guess the right person wound up winning. As far as returning legends with the Women's Royal Rumble, I wouldn't mind seeing someone we haven't seen in Rumbles as of yet. And you hear it first, I predict Stephanie McMahon will be in a future Royal Rumble. I also 100% would love to see the Psycho version of Victoria in the Rumble. I think with AJ Lee, I would rather see her return in a way other than the Rumble. But I wouldn't mind that as well. And while these possibly won't happen, don't worry guys, we could still see the return of the Bellas. Or possibly Santina Marella. With that said guys, I hope you all enjoyed the Royal Rumble. I know I will since there's no work afterwards tonight. Please stay tuned for reviews on last night's Worlds Collide, as well as Royal Rumble results and review. Thank you all for everything that you do and for giving me your time and energy. Let's get ready to rumble.